place helped you?" As mad as she was at all of them for tricking her in such a cruel way, making her think she was in danger, terrifying her into running for her life, she had to admit she no longer felt like the pitiful girl she was a week ago. She wasn't sure, though, if her feelings of self-loathing and guilt hadn't simply been replaced by a need for revenge. Once she put her parents and Brock through the same terrifying torture as they had put her, would the self-loathing return? "I think so," she finally said. "It'll probably take time to know for sure." She didn't like how nice he was being to her. He covered her hand with his. "I want to be there for you, Daph. Please don't shut me out again." Then a loud knock on the door made her jump. The ghosts, she thought. Who else would be knocking this late? Brock crossed the room to the door. She shrugged and shook her head, the thrill of the game making her tremble with excitement. She felt on the verge of hysteria as she waited for him to open the door. He peered through one of the front windows. "I can't tell who's there, but it looks like a group of kids." The door burst open. Brock moved between the intruders and Daphne. 5 of them stood in the doorway with their faces and clothes covered in white powder. Red goo dripped from red eyes and blue lips. "What's going on?" Brock held his arms out like a shield between the ghosts and Daphne. "Are you one of the living or the dead?" a ghost boy, probably Dave, asked in a low growl. "What the hell? Get out! Do you know what time it is?" Brock charged them, but before he reached them, a turbo-sized water gun sprayed white powder all over him. He rushed his hands to his face, shouting obscenities. Daphne jumped from the bed, eager to play along. That's when a pale hand wrapped itself around her wrist and dragged her from the room. "Come with us," one of the ghosts, whom she now recognized as Cam, whispered quickly at her ear. "Pretend we're abducting you." He had his black hood pulled low over his eyes, making him unrecognizable. Her parents, whom he had helped torment about an hour ago, hadn't recognized Cam either. She had watched from behind a shrub through the window of their unit as the ghosts played their mischief on her parents. Another giggle escaped her throat as she recalled the high she had felt then, the same high she felt now. Her cheeks stretched wide. "Love it." "Let's make a run for it," he whispered. "The others will hold him back." She and Cam sprinted past the pool toward the boardwalk. At this late hour, well after midnight, no one else roamed the sidewalks of the resort. Even Gregory and Emma had left the pool side where they had been making out earlier in the evening. The place felt abandoned. Only a few lights on the 3rd floor of the main building showed signs of life. "Daphne!" Brock cried from the room. "We're taking her with us," one of the ghosts, Bridget, said as Daphne raced away. "Daphne!" Brock called again. When Daphne and Cam reached the boardwalk, Daphne shouted at the top of her lungs, not sure if he would hear her. "Brock, help! These people are crazy!" She smiled gleefully and followed Cam, her heart pumping as she skipped down the wooden steps to the sand, where the moonlight illuminated the sea. "Lie down here on the beach while the rest of us hide in the shadows," Cam instructed. "We'll ambush the both of you. You play the terrified victim, 'kay?" "Got it." He squeezed her hand. "You okay?" She nodded, not sure what he meant. Physically, she felt great, and at the moment, she felt exuberant, never better. He kissed her cheek and dashed away. 2 other ghosts joined Cam in the shadows of the bluffs as Daphne lay on her back on the cool sand by the shore. The moon was waning but still nearly full, and the stars were brilliant in a cloudless sky. The breeze off the sea chilled her. Turning toward the boardwalk, she screamed in the otherwise quiet night, "Brock, help me!" Brock soon appeared on the top of the boardwalk, followed by the last 2 ghosts, Stan and Dave, who must have held him back. Again she screamed, "Brock, I'm down here!" He rushed down the steps and knelt at her side. "What happened? Are you okay?" Before she could answer, all 5 ghosts surrounded them, chanting, "You are not living! You are the dead! You are not living! You are the dead!" Brock shoved the actors down on the sand, scooped Daphne into his arms, and raced up the wooden steps toward the resort.